Chiba, Japan. Under the piercing sun of a late summer afternoon at Zozo Marine Stadium, Roki Sasaki stood tall on the mound again, not in a game, but in a bullpen session that symbolized much more than preparation. It was a statement. After weeks of silence and speculation about his condition, Sasaki fired 32 pitches with authority and clarity of purpose. The message was clear: he's coming back, and he's coming back on his own terms. A glimpse of fire from the monster of Reiwa. Nicknamed the Monster of Reiwa, Roki Sasaki has long carried the hopes of the Chiba Lot Marines and fans across Japan on his shoulders. The 23-year-old phenom, known for his 100-plus mph fastball and devastating splitter, hasn't pitched in a regular season game since June due to discomfort in his right arm. For weeks, questions swirled. Would he return this season? Would his arm hold up? Was his potential MLB future at stake? On Tuesday, the bullpen session put many of those doubts to rest. Sasaki threw 32 sharp, focused pitches, mixing in fastballs, splitters, and breaking balls. Observers, including coaches and media, noted not just the movement and velocity of his pitches, but the rhythm in his mechanics, a return to form. "I'm not worried anymore," Sasaki said with a calm but firm tone. "I've done everything I can in rehab. If I can't return, there's nothing I can do about it. But right now, I feel good. So I'll try to come back. There's nothing I can do about it, resignation or acceptance." The words, "if I can't return, there's nothing I can do about it," struck some as pessimistic. But for those familiar with Sasaki's measured personality, they sounded more like stoic acceptance than surrender. In fact, it was followed by a confident declaration: "I feel strong. I want to pitch." Behind those words lies the burden of expectation. Sasaki isn't just another pitcher in NPB. Since his perfect game in 2022, arguably one of the most dominant performances in baseball history, he has been hailed as Japan's next great export, drawing comparisons to Yu Darvish, Masahiro Tanaka, and even Shohei Ohtani. With MLB scouts watching his every move, every pitch thrown in the bullpen carries weight far beyond Japanese borders. Sasaki knows that, and yet, he isn't rushing. Lot's playoff push and Sasaki's dilemma. The Chiba Lot Marines are deep in the playoff hunt. Manager Masato Yoshi, himself a former MLB pitcher, acknowledged the boost Sasaki's return would give. But Yoshi also emphasized caution. "Roki is important not just for this season, but for the future of the team and Japanese baseball," Yoshi said. "We're watching his progress closely. If he says he's ready, we'll support that. But if he needs more time, we give him that." The dilemma is clear. Lot needs him now, but Sasaki's long-term health, especially with potential MLB ambitions in 2026, demands a conservative approach. A return in late August or early September could align with the Marines' push toward the Climax Series. A healthy Sasaki could dominate a short playoff series. But re-injury would be catastrophic, both for team morale and his future value. Rehab. Quiet battles behind the scenes. While fans and media speculated on his absence, Sasaki was engaged in a meticulous rehab regimen. He worked with trainers, analyzed his biomechanics, and gradually increased throwing intensity. Behind his stoic exterior is a relentless perfectionist. He reviewed video footage of his previous outings, adjusted his footwork, and retooled his strength training to protect his arm. "I learned a lot about my body," Sasaki said. "When you're forced to stop, you see things differently. I used this time to improve, not just recover." One team source described his rehab attitude as surgical. Every step had a purpose, every drill a specific goal. That same precision was evident in the bullpen session, each pitch purposeful, each break timed perfectly. Mental growth. From prodigy to professional. More than the physical, Sasaki's mental transformation is striking. Gone is the boyish wonder of a teenager lighting up radar guns. In his place stands a mature athlete who understands the demands of the spotlight. "Before, I felt like I had to prove something every time I pitched," he reflected. "Now, I just want to enjoy the game. I want to pitch because I love it, not to meet someone's expectations." This mindset shift could be the most significant development of all. In a baseball culture that often prizes stoic endurance over communication, Sasaki's openness about his condition and boundaries is refreshing. "He's not just throwing for numbers anymore," one analyst commented. "He's throwing with purpose. That's the sign of a true ace." MLB dreams on hold, for now. While Sasaki has never publicly declared when he plans to pursue MLB, it's widely expected he'll post in 2026. That makes the 2025 and 2026 NPB seasons critical for maintaining his trajectory. Scouts from the Dodgers, Yankees, and Mets have been regulars at his games since 2023. But the recent layoff raised questions about his durability. Tuesday's bullpen session, though not definitive, alleviated some of those concerns. His mechanics look cleaner than ever, one scout said anonymously. If he returns this season and performs well in the playoffs, his stock is right back where it was. There are still many steps between a bullpen session and a full return to game action. Simulated games, pitch count increases, and test innings await. But this was a necessary first step, a step taken with quiet confidence. The pressure of stardom, and how he's easing it. Sasaki is not just an athlete. He's a symbol of hope for a franchise hungry for a title, a media darling, and the focus of intense scrutiny from both Japanese and American media. Every word he speaks makes headlines. Every pitch is dissected. I used to read everything, he admitted. Now, I try to stay away. It's not about proving anything. It's about doing what I love. Fans online responded positively to his remarks, flooding social media with messages of encouragement. We'll wait for you, Roki. Your health is more important than wins. He's already a legend. Just come back when you're ready. Such reactions show that, despite the frenzy around him, Sasaki's sincerity resonates deeply with fans. Future outlook. Cautious optimism. For now, the team has not set a return date. Another bullpen session is expected later this week. If all goes well, a live batting practice session could follow. Whether he returns in a few weeks, or not until next season, Sasaki's resolve is evident. He's no longer the timid high schooler overwhelmed by expectations. He's a man aware of both his fragility and his power, a rare balance. Conclusion. Pitching with purpose. The 32 pitches thrown in that bullpen may not show up in any box score. But for Roki Sasaki, they represented more than just physical readiness. They were the culmination of pain, patience, and growth. I'm not afraid anymore, he said, eyes fixed forward. If and when he steps back onto the mound in front of 30,000 roaring fans, it won't just be the return of a star. It'll be the arrival of a new Roki Sasaki, wiser, stronger, and more determined than ever to chase greatness, one pitch at a time.